That is my kind of comedy once I get it.
Not in Australia? Desperate to catch up on the newest episodes of Have You Been Paying Attention? We're releasing brand new episodes for our overseas friends of the show.
So you guys are a couple, is that what it is?
On the official Have You Been Paying Attention YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Tonight, join Chris Parker, Alex Ward, Bron Lewis, Ed Cavali and Sam Pang as we look back on the week and ask, have you been paying attention? And now, the Quizmaster General, Tom Gleisner.
Good evening and thanks for joining us as once again we look back on all that's been making news over the past 7 days. So many headlines this week, but I think we've got just the team here to hopefully fill in the gaps. Making his show debut all the way from the bright lights of Christchurch to our studio, please make welcome the fabulous Chris Parker. Part of the Your Two Drunk Aunties podcast. She's the co-host and designated driver. Say hello to Bron Lewis. Comedian, cook and committed dog lover, it's the always amazing Alex Ward. From the Team Effort podcast, there's not much that escapes the watchful eye of Ed Cavali.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
And finally, he's a man of many answers, but rarely to the question I've just asked, Mr. Sam Pang. Chris, we're so excited to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
For those who might be wondering, tell us the Chris Parker story.
Oh, it's just your classic story. My mum very early identified that I was a precious young boy. Do you know what that means? You can guess. Yes. And yeah, then just an age-old story, got to drama class, got into dance class, and then I've just been riding sort of Ursula Carlson's coattails all the way to Australia.
The same old path. It's your first time on this show, but not your first time on Australian TV. Last year, of course, you were.
I was, thank God I was hearing.
Yes, indeed. Not just honoured, but you won it. For those who might not remember, take a look.
What use is a scented candle to us? Why, it's cedarwood. It just makes me relax. We're so angry, boys. Why do we never talk about our feelings?
You took home the trophy.
I took home the trophy, and my husband was very angry they didn't bring home the wig.
Okay. It was props to
I thought you just cut your hair for this show.
Yeah, I was growing it out for months, yeah.
Nice. Now, I believe there's been some big news in your household recently, Chris.
Yes, we have expanded our family. Yes, we got a rescue dog from the SPCA. Thank you very much.
I think we're
I know. It's smaller than you'd think for a rescue, isn't it?
Yes.
You think it's going to be a big mutt, but yeah, tiny little gay dog. They have them. They have them at the SPCA.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
It's a rescue dog, so what's wrong with it?
She is perfect, but everything is wrong with her. You can't leave her alone in the house, but you also can't take her out and about.
Classic.
So, ruined my life.
That's kind of relatable. I'm also a tiny little gay dog, and that's also how I
Chris, what's the name of the dog?
Yeah, what's it?
Her full name is Margot Darling Parker McCabe.
Lovely. And, Chris, I'm not saying the news is slow in New Zealand, but your dog actually made the front cover of a magazine. I think we got the shot Women's Day.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey.
He's so cute.
Officially cannot give her back.
No, you're stuck with it now. Well, welcome officially, Chris. Alex, great to see you again.
You too, Tom.
Been busy lately?
I have. I've been touring a lot. I have, and I love touring, but it is kind of stressful because I'm like going town to town to town, and there's like no downtime, and it's just go, go, go. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
Interesting you say that, Alex, because you posted this recently.
What?
Doesn't look all that stressful.
Okay, there was a little downtime maybe on that day. But I am stressed there. I'm so stressed. Every time we hit a bump, I could really feel that breakfast of champagne and caviar.
You're pushing through. Great.
Where is that?
That was Airlie Beach. Heard of it?
No.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Tom, you own that, don't you?
I don't invest in Queensland. Just spread your portfolio. Hey, welcome back, Bron.
Oh, thank you.
Great to see you, as always. And am I right? You've got a new dog
I do.
yourself.
I
do.
That's better. That's better.
Not a rescue.
It's not a rescue, Bron. Interesting.
Is it real? Is that a proper dog? Did you pay for it?
I paid money for that one, and also your dog is such a rich old lady dog, Chris, that the only way you got it is someone had to die. So I don't think you should be praising you. No one had to die for that guy.
All right, we should probably get this show started. Hands on buzzers. Interesting statement from our PM.
We'll meet soon, and I'm sure that will occur.
What's he talking about? Alex.
Her name is Natalia, and he sent the money for the webcam, so any day now.
Never showed up.
day.
No, Natalia. Chris.
Has he got a routine checkup, you know, once a year for mental health?
He probably does, but that's not what he's referring to, Sam.
Well, if no one's going to take this quiz seriously, Tom, it's he's talking about Donald Trump. They were going to meet, and he left the G7 early.
He stood up by
almost
Trump,
attempted to say why Trump was going to leave too, didn't you?
No,
you were. Well, you go tell her, since you're taking it seriously, why did Trump have to leave?
I just want to answer the question. I want to answer these questions as quickly as we can, and I want to go home.
I cannot believe we're here already.
Question one.
Question one.
Well, you know, can I what? Just in my defence, a lot of dog chat early.
OK. All right, moving on. Here's a striking image from Indonesia. What are we looking at there, folks? Sam.
It's very sad news, Tom. There was an explosion at the last ever factory that was making Tang.
There's a reference.
Wow,
Tang.
There it is.
Hang on, it's very early to have to Google one of Sam's answers.
Chris.
No, was it a volcano erupted, right?
Indeed.
I live in a city of like 50 volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, and I just want to say, like, so do they do that?
Points are yours. Chris. Donald Trump had some flagpoles installed at the White House this week.
They call it a lifting. They also use another word, but I'm not going to use that word. You know what that is? The word, it starts with an E.
Starts with an E. He's, of course, talking about Bron.
Be careful, this is a spontaneous English test. Whoever fails is removed.
Cognitive, Alex.
It's erection.
All right.
Yeah, it's erection. He won't use it, and nor will Melania.
Thank you, Alex. Indeed. Points are yours. Hey, interesting moment at the G7.
We just signed a document. This is, sorry about that. This is it. A very important document.
What was the document? Sam?
Well, whatever it was, I think it was non-binding.
Chris. Is it a trade deal? Like they're swapping? It's like he's going to swap Melania for his wife.
We'll stop you there. The first part I'm going to take, Chris, it's a US-UK trade agreement. The Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, has gone viral this week for doing what? Sam?
Very controversial. Like, she put cream in her carbonara.
That would...
Is that
a need to do it?
Isn't that what it's for? Isn't that what carbonara mean?
No, you don't need cream. All you need is the pasta water, and it will emulsify with the oil already in the pan.
Egg yolk.
What about egg yolk?
Yeah, that's already in there.
Ah, the story's changing, isn't it?
Do you like my cooking tips?
It was amazing.
Thank you, Sam. Ed, why's she gone viral?
Was it Macron? Me and Macron said something to her and she rolled her eyes.
A massive eye roll. Take a look.
Microphones, and sometimes you can pick something up in the side conversation.
Yeah. Points to yours there. Oh, just some wild scenes in Spain. What are they upset about? Water pistols, smoke bombs, Alex?
After a lifetime of tapas, they're just hangry.
And it's not hunger-related, Chris.
No, it's like with all the tourism, like there's too many tourists and they're sick of them going back home and saying, I was in Barcelona.
That is it, mass tourism, and they're saying it's driving up housing prices.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They should just take a nap in the afternoon.
Beautiful.
Heading to Acapulco now. What were police warning beachgoers about? Chris?
We do this in New Zealand as well. It's to warn people who are like men who are really eager to rub in sunblock.
Just to back off.
Yeah, be careful of those guys.
Not sunblock related, Chris. Bron?
By the look of what they're wearing, is it UV rays?
That is slip, slop, slap there. Sam?
In Acapulco... Is that where we are? When they say swim between the flags, they mean it very
seriously. Swimming related.
Big wave.
No. I think I know.
Very confident. love it. Bron, what's going on?
Something called Eric, Cyclone Eric.
Yeah.
Can I have it? Thank
Stop
you.
there.
No.
No, you can't have it.
It's not a
you
cy-
said cyclone,
No, it's
Eric.
not a
It's not a
cyclone.
cyclone.
It's not a cyclone.
What is a storm?
Storm
It's
Eric,
a
I said.
It's a
tropical...
man called Eric who rubs sunlight into your back, and you've got to be very careful of him.
I'm going to pay it to Bron. It's
Thank you.
Tropical Storm Eric.
Just to clarify, if you're giving Bron the points, so for the rest of the show,
Oh, no.
a cyclone will be the same as a tropical storm.
I will not be lectured by a man who forgets to put eggs in carbonara. All right, we've got to take a break. Back with more. Have you been waiting?
If you've been feeling the need for
Chicken salt.
Check your pockets.
particularly across Western Sydney.
Trump left the G7.
The meeting has not been achieved.
The meeting will be arranged.
May do it, I may not do it.
There's important things happening.
We'll consider any good ideas.
They're our ideas.
They're not good.
Don't cock it up.
We're back talking Have You Been Paying Attention on 10 and 10 Play. Just before we get back into questions, Ed Cavali, you popped up in the Sunday papers this weekend.
Jeez, you've got the expression right. Nothing.
What do you know about women, Ed?
OK, first, I got asked by this show to do some publicity that we know they'd already asked him and he won't do any for this show. So I spoke about my being raised by my single mother. You meant to make that noise. Oh, that's more like it. And that my older sister, is half Thai. That's why my name is Cavali, how she helped raise me.
Oh, that is nice.
And how my first wife died in a boating accident.
There's a few...
What I know about women,
She
they're
was
not
rich.
good swimmers.
Yeah.
few quotes here.
Oh, shut up, Tom.
Please, Tom.
I dated a lot of girls called Tiff before I met my wife.
That's because you forgot their names. You just called them Tiff.
I did. I had a run of 3 Tiffs in a row. And then, so I had to save them as different things in my phone. And my wife is under Tiff Angel.
What were the other tips?
Tiff... No. Nice try. But yes, so yes.
I had a celebrity crush on actress Toni Perrin.
Perrin?
Oh, yeah.
Perrin.
I worked at a video store when I was growing up, and Toni used to come in, and I was a young 16-year-old. I would serve her, and I had a big crush on her, but she was obviously,
Did she ever talk to you, Ed?
No. Did you read the article, Sam?
Why would I read it when Tom's just given the highlights?
We've got the
Yeah. Can I just ask Chris, if you were to do the article "What I Know About Women," what would be your top of mind?
It would be a very short article.
Yes, Sam?
You know what? I'm just picking something up. After Chris's initial chat with you and his answer then, I think he's gay.
No, Sam.
We do need to move on. Hands back on buzzers.
Okay.
Tucker Carlson's interview with US Senator Ted Cruz has caused a stir.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country.
Wow, what are they fighting over? Sam?
What's better, Albury or Wodonga?
Well, it is a location, but a little further afield. Chris?
These are just more Americans who think that New Zealand is a city.
Not New Zealand, even further afield.
Iran, Tommy.
Yes, because Cruz didn't know the population.
he did not.
All right, moving on. And I believe we have some video quizmasters standing by in Tasmania.
Hi, Tom. I'm Emma. We're in Tasmania. What have we just stepped down for?
What did Emma and Maddie just strip down for, Bron?
A very public route.
Hopefully not. Chris?
Some sort of winter solstice swim, right? Where you have to be completely naked but wear a swimming cap? Couldn't think of anything worse.
All right, let's take a look.
The Dark Mofo Solstice Swim.
It was, of course, the Dark Mofo Winter Solstice Swim. And 7 News Tasmania can never resist.
Bat naked at the crack of dawn.
Okay, you got the idea for that. That's yours, Chris.
There we go.
Oh, it looks like Bob's back.
Crocodiles are eating the gropers. The gropers ate the box jellyfish, so their numbers are expanding. They clone the gropers, eat the crownifying starfish, so it's killing off the barrier reef.
Gropers, jellyfish, star. What's on Bob's mind? Chris?
I think we've found the replacement for David Attenborough.
Yes, he would be good, Chris.
Gropers, starfish and jellyfish are Triple M's breakfast show in Adelaide.
They probably are. But no, what's on Bob's mind?
This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
On about this for quite a few weeks now.
All right, here we go. So, the crocs. He's saying, look, we need a croc cull because they're eating the gropers and in turn they don't eat the starfish who don't eat the... It's the circle of life, yes?
Indeed.
Right.
He wants the crocs culled.
Well, and I know that, Chris, you're a big proponent of croc culling, pig shooting, greyhound racing. This is all your stuff, yeah?
I agree with whatever the Australian people agree with.
Thank you, Chris. Good stuff. Probably not that.
That's good stuff.
OK, it's time to look at all things A-list. And tonight's Showbiz segment is brought to you by the Mitsubishi Triton. It's Mitsubishi's most capable ute ever. Nothing can frighten a Triton. Great to have Russell Coit back with us.
Wonderful.
And I actually caught up with Russell and his new Triton on location.
Tom Gleisner, love your work.
Thank you, Russell. We love yours too.
That's how you do it. How you do it.
Showbiz. Steve Carell gave a commencement speech this week.
That was as invigorating as it was disturbing.
What's he just done, Alex?
He's no longer a 40-year-old virgin.
He is. That did not happen.
He was dancing. They put some music. He was doing like a commencement speech with his daughter's college and he danced around.
The dance break is what I'm chasing mid-speech. Take a look.
That's not my name. That's not my name.
Oh my God.
Good skills. Staying with Showbiz.
Well, global pop star Katy Perry has snuck into... How's this?
Well, how's this? Has snuck into... Chris?
NASA.
Well,
a
couple of weeks ago.
She's going to Mars.
She did, but Sam.
It's very embarrassing. My DMs.
She's asking for that carbonara recipe.
Katy Perry has snuck into Bron.
Kangaroo Island.
Yeah.
It's like what's going on, Katie? I'm worried about her.
Yeah.
Are you worried? Are we worried, or is it
But
just?
why does she have to sneak in there? It's not like Epstein Island. Like you can just go.
Right, moving on. Here's the sons of Paul McCartney, John Lennon and Ringo Starr. What did they do together this week? Alex?
They smoke a bong and split some Doritos?
Can't speak for that, but they've done something interesting. Chris?
Haven't they released a new song or something?
They've announced a new single called Rip Off.
It feels like they could have gone with Here Comes the Suns. I don't know.
Yeah, nice.
I just, as an offer.
We do need to move on. Richard Wilkins was packed this week in Malta. What's he there for?
Wow. Well, congratulations, he's pregnant.
Very unkind.
I know this. It was Delta Goodrum's wedding.
Yes.
And, yeah, we just lost our innocent eyes.
Richard, Tommy, just judging by the colour of Richard at the moment, is he actually half man, half red carpet?
All right, moving on. Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli and tennis world #1 Yannick Sinner. Join the dots. Chris.
This is my favourite game, which is Dad or Daddy.
And out of interest,
I'm locking in Daddy as my answer.
Anyone, what's the connection between those two this week, Bron?
No, they're collaborating, which is actually awful for Sinner because Bocelli is going to miss every shot.
Bron, they're collaborating, but not in tennis. They've done something together.
Actually, listen to it. It's a song. Pavlio e Gloria or something. It's Italian for WAP.
Well, I think we've got a bit of audio here.
Do we?
Abbiamo fatta di strada e di vita io e te.
Works. We've got to take a break. Back with our special guest quizmaster right after this. Have you been paying attention? And it's time to meet our special guest quizmaster. She is one of just 18 female race drivers hand-picked from around the world for the Elite F1 Academy. Please welcome Ava Anagnostiadis. Come on board. Lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the country. You've been on the circuit?
No, in Canada, racing last week, so...
Oh, I'm sorry, Ava. He thought that's what the circuit was. Back when he was doing roller derbies, that's what you called it.
For those who don't know what the F1 Academy is, can you explain it to us?
It's an all-female racing series and we follow the Formula One at 7 rounds this year. We've done 3, I've got 3 more, so yeah, it's pretty cool.
And what's the age range of the drivers?
16 to 26.
16, so do you have to have, like, your P plates on your car or...
Do you have a licence? Do you actually have a driver's licence?
I have a learner's at the moment.
Learners? Yeah. Oh, my God, so when you're doing loops, you have some, like, nervous driver's instructor just, like...
My mum. So.
And all the cars identical that you compete against everyone?
Yeah, so everyone has a base Tatis chassis, so it's pretty much the same car, your regular F4 car the whole way through, and then you have the teams which kind of play around and do their own kind of setup.
What do you mean play around? Cheat?
No. Everyone has their own little technical stuff that they do. Some are faster, some are slower.
What do you play on the Orcs? Andre Bocelli, or do you have Katy Perry?
More techno.
Absolutely. You're just back from Montreal, where you had 3 races and gained 4 points on the leaderboard. Despite a close shave in race 2, this is you in the red.
Oh! What did you do?
What's going through your head in a moment like that?
I was... what I said on the radio probably shouldn't have been broadcasted and wasn't, so I was happy.
Well, we've got it here, Ava. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I was a bit angry, but then I was like, is she okay? Because he's my teammate, so...
Oh, right. So that's good. That's good, that's good. That's good. So if we get rid of her, then it's all you, yeah?
In a way.
You know what I mean? Someone has a little play with an engine, kaboom, yeah.
Now, of course, you're racing for the high-tech GP Tag Heuer team. What sort of watch do you wear on a normal day?
This is their Formula One range. It's a new one.
Sorry, Ava, that really hurt me. As someone who can't even get a job doing swatch, hold it up properly to the camera, give us a lovely smile and give us the full product name.
It is their Formula One watch.
You're covering it with your hand.
There it is there.
I've never seen you so passionate.
I've never cared about anything until now. That was wonderful.
Ed knows very little about women. There was an article about it.
True. That's true. He thinks they're impressed by watches. Hey, let's talk F4 racing.
Yeah.
How many laps do you do?
I don't know. They hold the board out and I just keep going till the checker flag.
Whoa. Are you coming 17th in this one?
Yeah, it wasn't a good weekend.
OK.
Actually, I do have a question, because you are a professional. Mario Kart, who should I be picking?
Mario
is actually the number one?
You know, this should win.
Wow. I've got a genuine question if it's about Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That was genuine.
What's Wario?
I don't even know. I don't play it.
I don't know what...
She's living it. We're playing it.
He's asking you...
I wish I could throw bananas out and go, bye-bye.
He's asking you whether Wario is a dad or a daddy.
I'm sorry.
That's what he wants to know.
Now, of course, motorsport's in your family blood. Your mother was a competitive go-karter?
Yeah, so she raced from 12. Oh, that's a photo. And then... and then stopped to have kids, got married, and then got back into it. My dad bought an old go-kart back, and then me and my brother took over and she retired.
Wow. So how old were you when you realised you were kind of good at this?
12. I started when I was 6. I was dancing at the same time, and swimming, so I was kind of just doing everything.
Yes, Bron?
You should never drive and dance at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
I'll take that.
Hey, you've got some questions to ask these 5, so hands on buzzers, let's jump into it.
The Adelaide Supercars just announced their headline entertainment. Who is it?
Bron.
Katy Perry. She said she'd do it for a packet of chips.
She might be in the region. Chris?
I think it should be Tracy Chapman if she can, like, work out a song.
Is this the Lenny Kravitz one?
Oh. Yes.
Do you know who Lenny Kravitz is?
I'm not old enough for that.
No, I know, but it's... I don't know, it's an odd choice. That's him.
What do you think of him?
It's a simple question, dad or daddy.
Ed has the points there. Next question, please, Ava.
Interesting statement from Brad Pitt.
It's literally a... I mean, it is a pounding. It is a pounding.
What is he talking about?
Alice, what's he talking about? I know, but I can't talk about it because that's the first rule of Fight Club.
OK. Not Fight Club.
Isn't he saying that when you're racing in an F1 car and in like the helmet,
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Ava, when you see, like, you know...
Well, we do neck training, so we don't have to
You do
that.
neck training?
Yeah.
Well, how do you do a neck training? What's the
It's a
exercise?
harness on your head and you look like a weirdo in the gym just pulling a band.
I've got some protein powder you would love. Really targets the neck.
He's, of course, promoting his upcoming film. Point to Ed. Ava.
Rome's Spanish Steps were the scene of something extraordinary on Wednesday. What happened?
Bron.
I know this. An elderly man drove his luxury car down them. And, Tom, do you have insurance?
Well, you're going to pay that?
Yeah, I'll give it to her.
Thank you so much, Ava.
All right, let's take a look.
Here you go, Tom.
In Pope Leo's defence, that is very difficult to get around. Chris.
Because I saw this and I thought, oh, the new James Bond movie looks terrible. Really disappointed.
We do need to move on. Ava.
Hollywood great Al Pacino met with the Pope this week. What gift did he give him?
Sam.
Ava, I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest you don't know who Al Pacino is. Is that
No idea. No idea.
No idea.
Okay, he's a famous actor.
Yeah, he's a famous actor, and I wanted to be like Horsehead, but you'll be like, oh, she's weird.
Yeah. No, what's a Horsehead? What did Al give him, Bron?
Was it an offer he couldn't refuse?
Yeah, see, there's Al Pacino references. Chris.
Didn't he give him like a model car or something? Like one of his new kids' toys, I guess, his little Hot Wheels.
Ava, close enough?
Yeah, model Maserati.
Yes, he's promoting his upcoming film, I think. We've got to take a break. Good luck with the next race series in the Netherlands. Would you please thank Ava Agnosti? Individually to the test with the return of an old favourite. It's trash or treasure, yes, indeed. Now, you remember the rules. We'll show you each an antique or collectible. You simply have to tell us if it's trash, say under $1,000, or treasure. Ed, let's start with you.
Tag Heuer.
Ed, let's kick off with a unique American item on Antiques Roadshow US.
I found it in an antique junk shop in collectibles, and I had to have it.
It's generically a pull toy.
Right.
Cast iron wheels and probably made in Germany.
Okay.
Probably made around 1895 to 1910.
Right.
So push him over here. Well, listen to him, and you see his mouth go. Glass eyes, painted paper mache, snout, and teeth. My hunch is at auction, this could easily bring...
Ed, is your pull toy pig trash or treasure?
Well, I know that similar North Queensland sex toys... Tom, was that for children? That was from 1800...
Yeah, it was like a toy. He thought it was from Germany, mate.
From Germany? Yeah, got a great history, that country.
OK. and the mouth's open and closed.
I saw that. Oh, look, just so we can move on and never see it again. That's got to be trash. No one would pay for that. That's like 100 Australian dollars. That's disgusting. No one wants that.
Let's see if you're right.
Easily bring $2,000 to $2,500.
Sorry, Ed.
Who wants that?
Treasure, $2,000, and that's, you know, US. All right, Bron. Wow. We're heading to the UK now for your familial keepsake.
You arrived here this morning and you were clutching a little cardboard box with 3 dolls in it.
It's from the beginning of the 18th century, 1705, apparently. It's followed the female line of my mother's family. Since I believe somewhere around then, but previous to that, it was built by some tradesmen on the Isle of Dogs.
And this house, the Westbrook Baby House, as we call it, because early English dolls' houses are referred to as baby houses, not dolls' houses, until the early part of the 19th century. For the house with its contents, we're looking at...
Bron, are your 18th century dolls trash or treasure?
So I'm not going to lie, that was one of the most boring things I've ever watched in my life. That was really creepy. I mean, grown men playing with dolls. I mean, Ed, it's not on anymore.
Well, no, they're fun. They're
Worse,
fun.
Bron, his mother's dolls, but nonetheless, let's we need an estimate. So is the dolls in the doll's house or baby's house?
OK, I'm going to say he looked too excited, and I would love to say that is trash.
No.
You think that's worth something? You want to play with those dolls, Ed?
Big time.
Bron, you say trash. Let's see if you're right.
£200,000.
Pretty astonishing.
Sorry, Bron, £200,000.
Wow.
I'm going to start selling my kids' toys.
Yes. I don't blame you. Sorry, Bron. Alex, let's see if we can get some points on the board. You're off to Canada for an unusual storage locker find.
What do you got? You know what it is?
It's a chastity belt.
Yeah. You know how they were used? Crusaders would put them on their wife before they had to go off on their journeys. Women were a lot younger than their husbands, and if that older husband had to go away and the wife is at home, he would put one on her because she's a lot younger, you know, probably more friskier than the old guy is. And some would had a smaller opening in the front and sharp teeth around. This one is a reproduction.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
it's used mostly in some fringe groups, like a dominatrix might use this.
These things have some value. How much for this one?
I value it at...
Alex, is that chastity belt reproduction trash or treasure?
I feel like this is a tough one because if it has the key, treasure. But if there's no key, maybe trash.
Can't
is
tell
what
you
I'm
key
thinking.
or not key. It's a reproduction.
It's a
so
reproduction, yeah, I know. I would... Yeah, obviously. I'm wearing the real deal.
Okay. So you would know. What do you think? Trash or trash?
I think it didn't look very well made, in my opinion.
Sure.
So trash.
Let's see if you're right.
$200.
Alex is on the board. Thank you, Alex. Well done. It is indeed trash. Chris, you got the general idea?
I've got the rules, yep.
Okay. Staying with Storage Wars Canada, take a look at your second-hand artefact.
Hey, guys.
Well, we brought you the goods.
You brought some serious goods today, I see. All right, let's take it off. Let's see what we're working with today. It's light as a feather, which is nice.
So
Feels
what's
good.
it made out of?
I'm thinking this is feeling like a beaver, but I think they've also woven in some mink into it. That's why it's shimmering so nicely.
Yeah.
I think on this one, we're talking...
Chris, is that fur coat trash or treasure?
Well, I don't think we should be trusting that man on what a beaver feels like.
Probably true, but he would know his way around mink, I suspect.
I don't think he's felt one in a long time. Ooh, OK. It did look a bit sort of dusty and old, like it sort of like it belonged to the woman who owned my dog.
Okay. The old fur coat could increase its value.
Yeah, but well, now it's not very fashionable to wear one, is it? You know, you get in trouble. He started saying, which is, you know, a bit of a clue.
Hello.
I'm going to say it's utter trash.
Let's see if you're right.
1,500.
It's not massive, but it is treasure within our rules. Sorry, Chris. All right, Sam, let's bring this thing home. Finally, we're back in the US to get an appraisal on some movie memorabilia.
This is the Ark of the Covenant that was used as a prototype in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It is one of the most iconic movies of the late 20th century. It's what inspired me to get into antiques, because he made antiques sexy and cool. This has every indication that it's just a thrown-together movie prop. You've got a hot melt glue gun doing all the fancy designs. All this trim here is made from picture frames. And my favorite part is these tops here are made from trophies. Kind of sloppy, put together, and we estimate at auction.
Sam, Raiders of the Lost Ark prototype. Trash or treasure?
Raiders of the Lost Ark, one of the greats, Tom.
Also from an iconic movie?
Yes, and it inspired that man to be to get into antiques.
As you would.
Obviously played by Harrison Ford.
He's sort of dissing it a bit. He's going,
He's
it's a
dissing it,
glue
right? So
gun and...
Raiders of the Lost Ark, he's saying that's the Ark of the Covenant that was a prototype, so it's not the actual one. Like, if it was the real one they used in the movie, it would undoubtedly be treasure.
Yep.
If it was the Indiana Jones's whip, it'd be treasure. If it was his hat, if it was the monkey that had the bad dates.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
But this one?
I think it's trash.
Jeez.
Yeah, big call.
It gives me enormous pleasure to say, let's see if you're right.
A value of about $80,000 to $120,000.
And you're not.
Why did you derive so much pleasure from that?
That's why...
You sad little man.
And all too soon, that brings us to the end of... Trash or treasure. Back with more Have You Been Paying Attention? Right after this. We're back. You're watching Have You Been Paying Attention? Hands on buzzers. We are in the middle of winter, and this item...
What are you doing?
From Bunnings...
Whoa!
...is going crazy off the shelves.
Yeah.
Can anyone tell me, what does it do? Chris?
I don't know, but I found one in a different place, so I got it 10% cheaper.
There you go. Well, you do the money. Alex, what does this do?
It is a shoe dryer. I know that, and now I can pair my dishes with shoeies, which is nice.
Lovely, yep. Apparently it's a shoe...
Look.
Oh.
By the way, Tom, it doesn't talk, so therefore it doesn't count as a friend, OK?
OK. but it plugs in. OK, sure. Shoe dryer indeed. Australia Post have unveiled new post boxes. What's special about them? Alex?
You can actually post people, and those ladies are about to go on a wild ride.
Wow. Don't think people quite fit in still, but they're rather unusual box. Bron?
No, they speak.
They speak to you. Take a look.
You can make a difference with a connection.
Oh.
Yes, Alex?
I think after that it said this could have been an email.
Yes, probably true. Do we really need it, ladies? Yes, Sam?
Just because they can talk, Tom, doesn't mean that they're your friend.
No. Thank you. I've learned that, Sam. Thank you. This was shocking.
Oh, my God. So many questions at this point. What on earth just happened?
What on earth just happened? Bron?
R.I.P. Katy Perry.
Katie was not on board, but you're pretty close with the answer there. Chris?
This, I mean, obviously a rocket ship has exploded, but I think this would be... Is it a SpaceX one? Like one of Elon Musk's?
One of Elon's.
Another reason why I will not buy a Tesla.
Absolutely. It blew up during testing in Texas, and it was a faulty shoe warmer.
Oh, is it really? That'll do it, Tommy. That will do it. That'll do it. That's why they faked the moon landing, Tom.
Chris, points are yours.
Did you need that in a more easily accessible position there?
That did take a while.
It took you a while to get
down.
down.
Really take a while, Tommy, yeah.
I'm perfectly capable of bending over.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. All right, it's time to raise the resting heart rate with a bit of this. A tough week for Auckland City. What happened to Nicholas and Alex?
This is sad. Chris left, and they're devastated.
It's me in the middle there. Bending over.
Ed, help us out.
Soccer, Club World Cup. It's the best teams from around the world. And through a quirk of FIFA, well, who cares? This team of part-timers went over there and got hammered 10-0 by Bayern Munich.
So they're not the best team in Auckland, are they?
No, they're the third best team in Auckland, the fourth best team in New Zealand. Chris?
Yeah, they're the only team in New Zealand.
Okay.
And Bayern Munich were gracious in victory.
Did you feel a little bit bad for Auckland?
Nope.
OK, good. Fair enough. All right, tennis legend Rafael Nadal now has a new title. What is it? Chris?
Daddy.
I know some who would say that. Chris? This is what... Alex?
It's like Marquis?
Yeah, Marquez, they call
Marquez?
it. It's granted a noble title granted by the King of Spain.
Oh, there you go.
To Florida now.
Talk about the pots and pans. Look at this guy. He has it on his head.
What are those fans celebrating? Alex?
Aldi sale.
Yes, it's Aldi about it. No, they've got the pots on their head, Sam.
No, that man was just admitted to Harvard.
Not
very strange. Florida, very tropical state, has won the ice hockey in the second year running.
See, the Stanley Cup, and it's a tradition to put them...
Oh, look at the state of them.
Yes. Over 4,000 people gathered on the Gold Coast this week to compete in what event? Chris?
Straight pride.
That's where they hold it. No, it was a sporting...
It's a bowls. Australian bowls.
Yeah, the Bowls Australian Open.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, a hockey player.
Speaking of lawn bowls, Ed, you were a commentator for this event, weren't you, a couple of years ago?
Oh, you've... Yes, Where did you get that? That is me and Tom Chadwick commentating live the bowls in 2015.
Did you know anything about
Wow, it was live.
Okay. Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was going to do it this year, but there was a communication error. they didn't call me back.
To a moment of celebration in Germany.
It is one of the most astonishing finals this tournament has ever seen.
Oh, what did those two gentlemen just win? Bron?
I don't know, but they had a good crack at it.
They did. did indeed. I'm sorry. We should have had a trigger warning. Sam.
It's the doubles world chess championship.
Close doubles it.
I watched this. They beat Wales in the final of the world's pairs darts, Northern Ireland's first ever World Cup.
Josh Rock and Daryl Gurney.
Yeah, it was very tight. They won 10 legs to 8.
When you say you watched this, was it live on the side commentating?
I'm preparing a little show reel.
We've got to take a break. Back with our winner right after. Let's close this show out with a little rapid recall. And tonight's rapid recall is once again proudly brought to you by our very good friends at Yui. You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. And just before we start the clock, there's a rumour swirling around that someone in this studio has been approached about doing ads for Yui.
Oh, who could that be? I'd like to take this opportunity to say to my very good friends at Yui that you just haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. And that's all I'll say at this stage.
We do need to move on. It's rapid recall. Start that clock. Task masking, the latest Gen Z trend to hit the workplace. What is task masking? Chris.
This is like when you pretend to work, but you're not actually working, right? Or, as we call it, being a consultant.
Yes, indeed. Looking extremely busy, even if there's little to do. Good news for TikTokers. What's just happened? Chris.
Adderall's back in stock.
That is important, but more in America. This is
the band's been postponed.
Donald has pushed the band back another 90 days. It's called Nimbus and may cause razor blade throats. What am I talking about? Bron.
Is it Ed's protein powder?
No. It is not. No side effects, but no, not it. Sam.
The new COVID strain.
Yeah, yet another COVID variant.
Shut up.
Dating app Tinder launched a new feature called Double Date. What does Double Date involve, Alex?
You can date dad and daddy.
More specifically, from?
You can date someone with your best friend.
Yes,
so
you and your
match
bestie.
another. How embarrassing.
That's fun. Staff at the Louvre Museum in Paris went on strike over what issue? Alex.
Mona Lisa keeps staring at them.
That's it. It's very hard to do your job, but no, they're not happy about it. Bron.
Was it overcrowded?
Yes, too many tourists coming in.
Right.
Scott Cam and Jana Pittman have teamed up for a new show. What's it about? Bron.
About an hour.
Well, yes. True. I think it's on 9, maybe. Alex.
Looks like it's about twins.
Yes, identical twins, in fact, called Australia's most.
What's the point? What are we doing here?
You asked what we're doing. We're filling 2 weeks on Channel 9's schedule, I think, is what we're doing. Nick Kyrgios and Naomi Osaka are teaming up for what event? Alex.
Tennis?
I'll tell you, it's going to be at the US Open. They're going to be competing in...
Tennis.
I'll need more in what event, Ed?
A first-round exit.
Is...
Mixed doubles.
Bron.
Mixed doubles.
Thank you very much. Why is this English road sign in the news?
Unbelievable.
Daddy Hole Road.
Isn't that the street you live on?
Yeah.
Daddy Hole Road.
Why is it in the news?
Do people keep rear-ending it?
Daddy Hole Road.
Is that real? Is that real? Then people be stealing it. Are people stealing it? People steal it. They're stealing it?
The answer I'm taking. Please keep stealing it. Florida's Attorney General wants to build an alligator Alcatraz. What's an alligator Alcatraz?
That's where they put the naughtiest alligators.
Alligators are not in it, actually. The alligators are involved, but they're not, Sam.
Alligators are around the outside of the detention centre.
Indeed.
And you have crocodiles in your moat, don't you?
We've had them culled, but it's a detention centre surrounded by alligators. Thanks, Sam. Oh, what had French Pornhub? Time. Let's check that final leaderboard, and our winner is Ed Cavali. Congratulations to our winner, and thanks to everyone for being part of the show tonight. We'll leave you with a reminder of the need to pay attention to your choice of location when doing a live news cross.
La situación judicial del adolescente.
Quite agree. Good night, Australia. See you all next week.
That is
my kind of comedy once I get it.
Not in Australia? Desperate to catch up on the newest episodes of Have You Been Paying Attention? We're releasing brand new episodes for our overseas friends of the show.
So you guys are a couple, is that what it is?
On the official Have You Been Paying Attention YouTube channel. Subscribe today.